we are almost there. This is going to be the final video in this playlist, and we are almost done building our label here. So let's continue. All right, so now we are at step 61. And for step 61, what we want to do is, after the last divider, we want to create another P element with the text protein 3 grams. So I'll just copy the text and then go ahead and create the P element like so. Okay, let me add the text. And then we want to use the necessary classes to remove the border button. Okay, so we just give it a class. We'll say no divider. We also want to use a span to make the protein text bold. So I'll just say span right here, bring our closing span tag, and I'll give this one a class with the value of bold. Okay. Now, following this element, we want to create a large divider. Okay, so if you remember, we previously created a large divider. Yes, this is it. So I'll just copy it and then paste it below the newly P element we just created. All right, there you have it. Okay, next up for step 62, what we want to do is to create another P element below the large divider. Let's first create that P element. Okay, now we want to give it a text vitamin D 2mcg 10%. Let me just copy it and I'll paste it here. The P element contains only text, so you can wrap the percentage in a span element so that it is considered a separate entity from the rest of the text and moved to the right. Okay, so this is the 10%. Let's just wrap it with a span like so. Okay, now we have it properly aligned to the right as we wanted. All right, next up, we want to create another P element. So let's do that here. And we want to give it a text calcium 260 mg 20%. So I'll just copy and paste it. And then what we want to do is we want to align 20% to the right. So as we've been doing, we are going to wrap it around with a span element. And then the next thing we want to do is below that, we want to create a P element with a text iron 8 grams 45. So I'll just copy the text and create the P element, paste the text inside it, and want to align 45% to the right. So we just wrap 45% around with a span, and then the class, sorry, we don't need a class, it's already aligned to the right. Okay, the next step is to create a final P element. So we are almost there. So now what is left is create this final P element, then we'll create this text here. So let's go ahead. The final P element for your daily value section, we want to give it a text potassium 235 milligrams 6%. All right, so first we'll create the P element like so, and then paste the text in there, and we want to align the 6% text to the right and also remove the border. First, let's align the 6% to the right. So we'll do that using a span element as we've been doing, like so. Next up, we want to remove the border bottom of the P element. So we'll just give it a class and we'll say no divider. All right, that should work. Okay, so we want to add a medium divider after the daily value element. Okay, so this is the daily value element. All of these that we've been creating. Where is it? Yeah, that's right here. So all of this is the daily value. Okay, so after it, we want to create a medium divider. Okay, so we'll just say div, and we'll give it a class with a value divider and then medium. Okay, below that new divider, we want to create a P element with a class attribute set to note. So let's create our P element and want to give it a class attribute with a value of notes. Then give the P element the following text. Okay, so let me just bring this here and then I'll copy the text here and paste it inside the P element. All right, so that's the text from the final page. As you can see, this text is what we are talking about. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create our node selector. Remember, we give that P element a class of nodes. So we have to select it and then set the size of the font. So font size to 0.6 rem. Okay, and want to set top and bottom margins to 5 pixels. So margin, top and bottom will be 5 pixels. And then left and right, we want to remove it, so 0. Okay. All right, so we are almost there. What we want to do now is to give the node selector a left and right padding of 8 pixels. And then we want to remove the top and bottom padding. So we'll say padding. And want to remove the top and bottom, so we'll give it 0. The left and right will be 8 pixels, so 8 pixels, like so. Also set the text indent property to -8 pixels. So text indent -8 pixels. Okay. With these last changes, your nutrition label is complete. Yeah, so we've done it. Yeah, so we've built the same thing that we set out to build. All right, so congratulations if you were able to follow along up to this point. So now we finished building the nutrition label and you've learned something about typography. All right, so next up we'll be looking at learning accessibility by building a quiz app. Once again, I've also posted videos for all of these. So I leave a link to them in the description below. You can check them out if you want to. All right, so that's it for this one and see you in the next video.